Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you part 2, or a piece of part 2, on my wife's shade cloth project for her garden section. So please stick around, check out the video, and I'll see you guys there. Today is April 18th, 2022. It is a Monday. Thank you guys for watching. What is up everybody, how's it going, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, and smush the bell notification icon for future updates. Like I said, this is going to be a part 2 update to my wife's shade cloth project. Yesterday was the 17th. We actually showed how you could install a 10-foot 4x4 into concrete, and we ended up doing this about 1 o'clock this morning. Actually, it might have been a little sooner than that. It might have been around 11:30, midnight, somewhere in there. So this is the old burlap that, if you guys have watched my channel previously, or my wife's channel, this is the burlap that used to actually be running from the roof line to this fence. It was actually wrapped around the there you go. So this right here that's still wrapped around the fence is what it was attached to. There's some more right there. You can actually see it running through the fence. So all this burlap that's hanging from the chain link, that's what it used to be attached to. So it's kind of hard to see, but this right here, here's the chain link bar, top bar, and all of that's on the fence. This is what actually used to be attached to it. My wife just strung it together with some string to string these panels together, as you can see. And you know, as an example, there's green yarn everywhere holding it together. My wife said that she'll fix it. What I did yesterday was I just stapled it to the 4x4s. And I will be putting bracings, 2x8s, all the way across the whole structure, and then all the way across the top of the structure. And we're going to actually attach the shade cloth to the top. These poles all the way to the roof, and you can see where they used to be attached to the roof. You know, here's the same fabric just hanging from some screws. I just haven't taken the screws out. That's this burlap sack material. And my wife wants to be able to put things in between the poles, so I kind of wrapped and just, you can see I just stapled. I went through, I don't know, 4 rings of 3/8 by 1/2 inch staples. And some of these are 1/4 inch staples. I didn't secure everything. I could always come back out here and secure the sides, but I'm not really sure if it's really needed, to be honest. You know, here's a zip tie that was holding this side to the chain link at one point. But so this section I haven't mounted yet. There's enough to mount this pole right here. And reason being is the concrete's still drying. This is the pole that we put in yesterday. The pole has not shifted at all. It's still level on both sides. So this is a great way to do that. This is a 2x6, and all I did is just this 2x6 is just, you know, a reclaimed lumber that I got from a neighbor. I got a crap ton of lumber from a neighbor, and I just cut 2 pieces off that were the exact same length, and I'm using them as bracings. There's going to be one more pole here, one more pole right, I think about right here. I need them to be 4 feet apart, so I'm pretty sure 4 feet. It's about like right here. I think this is off just a little bit. This is what we were using to measure across the top of the holes for the depth. So, you know, I put this on top above the hole, like this, and it basically sits above the hole like this, and then I measure the depth from the bottom of the hole to this. It gives me an idea that's 24 inches. My wife just kind of stuck it in here just to have it somewhere at the moment. That's what she did that for. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. When my wife gets her next day off, we're gonna put in that, we're gonna dig that hole. We're gonna put the pole in that hole, concrete that one, and then I'm going to next week, which will be Tuesday. I set up a tour for my wife at Lowe's. They have a garden tour event going on, which is Tuesday. But let me get the actual name of it. I don't know if it's going to be worth going to, but I set it up because I thought it would be something fun she would like to do. Which is tomorrow, actually. So it's called the Spring Festival Garden Tours event. I set up a time and a date. She gets off at 12:40 in the morning. She goes in at 4:30 in the morning. So that's her 8-hour shift, and then, you know, 2 hours will go by, and then we'll drive up there. But we're gonna more than likely buy one more 4x4, 10 foot long. That's gonna be the last pole that goes here in this spot right here. And then I have the 2x8s that are gonna go at the top. I have 2 of them that will reach on the top, and then I have 2 that I'm gonna use as bracings on the front. And then I plan on getting at least 2 more. So measuring based off of the biggest one of these pots, more than likely either this pot or one of those ceramic pots over here with the trees in it, which is a little bit taller. So I'll probably use this as a guide, and we're gonna put, for an example, this pot here, kind of shove it against the chain link like that. And that one over there is about this high. So the first brace I'm gonna put about right here, all the way across all the poles. So there'd be one 12 foot, another 12 foot. And then what I would like to do is I'd like to put another one up here. One 12 foot, another 12 foot. And if I can, which, you know, all it means is, you know, if I can't, it's because I don't have the money at the moment to do so. You know, we have businesses and kids and everything, but we have 4 2x8s right now that are 12 foot long. So I have enough to do 2 on the top to complete the top, and I have enough to do 2 for bracings all the way across, you know, 24 feet. So, you know, I would like to do 3 total bracings on the front all the way across. So that would mean I would need 4 more. They're 38 bucks a piece. It's not too bad. So about 70 something dollars for 2. You know, we get 4 more. We'll have 3 sets of bracings all the way down. One up here, plus the one on the top that we're gonna mount the shade cloth to at the very top. One about right here. Maybe I'll put it really close to the top. One here, and then one down here. It'll be braced at the top. It'll be braced at the front. And then my wife wants to put all the plants that are over here in this corner that are kind of, in a sense, kind of creating their own environment. They seem to be all growing really well over here. But she wants to put all of these. There's 2 roses, or 3 roses. That rose there. There's 2 basil. There's 2 chili pepper plants. There is a jalapeno plant. There is a carrot plant growing right here. And some other plants over here. And then she's got all of these in these little containers these containers right here. Plus she's got all of these containers right here. So she's got a lot of plants growing over here, including this one right here. So she wants to line them up against the fence in front of the shade, which you know, doesn't look like it'll be an issue. This right here is just temporary until we can get another 150 feet of actual shade cloth. It's my wife's way of saving us money for the time being. You know, this is what was used on the roof line. The wind stretched the crap out of it, which is why she used yarn and stuff to... My wife grabbed whatever she had in the house and she just started stitching it. She used the yarn because we didn't have any of the burlap rolls of just burlap, straight burlap on a roll that she could use to sew it together. So she used what we had, and it worked. The yarn is surprisingly strong, to be honest. It's actually pretty strong. It actually held up to 80 plus mile an hour winds like this for months. Well, over a year and a half it did perfectly fine. We had 60 mile an hour winds 20 something times. We had 80 plus mile an hour winds about 15 times, and we had like constant 15-20 mile an hour winds for 4 or 5 months. So the yarn held up really well. She's trying to just save us some money at the moment and use what we have, which is nice, because it will help. Saving money on shade cloth will allow us to get the other poles and everything else that I want to secure them, because the concrete isn't just securing them to the ground. I do have to secure the fence line to it. The town stated that in order not to have permits for this project, because it's considered a temporary structure, even though I concreted them to the ground, they said if I attach the chain link to these 4x4s, they will waive me needing a permit because the chain link is actually falling. This chain link right here is kind of falling that way. It gets worse and worse as you get over here. Item hit the fence. It's all bent, so you know, in the front you can see this, the top, the chain link, the bars at the top just waves up and down, all the way down. It waves up and down. So the only good pole and the only brand new pole that I put in the last 10 years is that one right there touching the brick wall. And you can see how shiny it is. But this one is bent. This one is bent. That one is bent. That one is bent. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 poles that are old. So just temporary. I'm gonna, you know, mount the chain link, the top of this bar right here. I'm gonna mount it to these 4x4s somehow, to structurally rigid the chain link fence. That way it won't fall, and it will save the town hassle of, if it falls, you know, cleaning it up. You know, they'll more than likely tell me to clean it up, but they could fine me if it falls into the alley. But wanted to give you guys an update. I hope the information is helpful. This video will come out after showing you guys how to do the concrete. It's not too hard. I actually did it with my wife. You know, it's her project. She wanted to learn how to lay concrete. You know, none of these holes are perfect. This hole took 6 bags. This one took 6 bags. This one took 7 bags. This one took 4 bags and 4 bags. But it's just the inconsistency of either the depth of the hole. You know, these 2 holes right here, we dug down and they were cone shaped. So they kind of went like this on both sides, all the way around, kind of cone shaped or, you know, like a top shaped. If anybody's played with the old top toys, where this one took 7 bags, and that was because we actually made the hole completely round, circular, perfectly level all the way down. You know, the wall was perfectly round. There was no like cone shape or beveling of any kind. This one took 6 bags because we got the size wrong. You know, they recommend 12 inches around the 4x4. You know, and when you're digging by hand, the hole, it's pretty hard to dig by hand and get the hole perfectly straight. You know, we've gotten it perfectly straight twice, and it was too big because the dirt here wants to crumble once you dig it out, but the dirt here also is extremely hard, like clay. So here, you know, it's an example right here. That wasn't very hard, but this stuff over here is hard. I mean hard. You know, this is dirt that came out of several of those. All of this dirt came out of those holes. All the 5 holes that have been dug so far. A lot of dirt that's been removed. This mound is about 2.5 feet tall. Yeah, about 2.5 feet tall, almost 3 feet tall. But the way our dirt, especially in this area of Arizona, you have to literally get it wet, just like this. You have to literally pour water on it. If you dig out, you know, 2 inches, you got to pour water in it. You got to flood it that 2 inches, let it soak down. Then you got to pour more water in it, let it soak down more. You got to do that 4 or 5 times. It could take 2 days to dig a hole. You know, especially a 2-foot hole. Some days it takes us a whole day. Some days it takes us 3 or 4 days, depending on if we're busy or not. But our dirt, it's got a lot of clay in it. And what happens is when this dirt dries, I'm telling you right now, when this dries, it will be like concrete. Which is why my wife has bought in so many bags of Kellogg, you know, garden soil, because we mix the garden soil, manure, and Arizona dirt to make a better environment for the plants. When this is just the dried version of what's sitting here. When that hardens after like a week of sitting here drying, when it hardens, it'll be like concrete. That's not really hard to break now, but in order to break some of this up, I was jabbing a spade shovel at it, extremely hard, you know, 250 plus pounds into it, just going to town, and it wouldn't break. If I can give you guys an example when this dries, I will definitely give you guys an example of how hard it is when you hit it with a shovel. I have showed it in a few videos, I believe, on how hard it is. See, you know, some of these are breaking up pretty easy, so I could break them with my hands. That's still wet. So, but when all of this dries, I will give you guys an example of how hard it is with a shovel. And the Arizona dirt is, you know, when it gets hard like concrete by itself, all it took to turn it to concrete was me basically get it wet, shovel it out, put it here for a week, and when it was completely dry, it was hard. And that is what chokes and strangles plants. So if you live in Arizona, suggestion would be to get some garden soil and manure, mix it in with, you know, like a 50-50 mix, or a, you know, a 30-60 mix, and then, you know, 10% manure or something like that. Whatever you're comfortable with, it will help plants survive. That's what's in here. And it took almost 6 days to dig this hole for both of these trees. It took about 7 days for this one, if I remember correctly, and like 3 or 5 days, something like that, for this one. These trees go in about 3-4 feet, both of them. They don't look very big, but they are very big trees. This one we got from a neighbor. This tree's root ball was bigger than this hole. I actually had to remove the display bricks to dig the hole big enough, put the tree in, then I had to dig the hole around it to put the display bricks back in. So and that doesn't look like it because of all the crabgrass, but I hope the information's helpful, everybody. You know, want to give you guys updates, keep you guys apprised. We'll do a part 3, I presume, probably a part 4 and a 5, depending on what everything else has gotten. I've been using the 40 volt XGT Makita impact driver for most of this, and you know, I'm going to be putting in the top boards, I'm going to be putting 1/2-inch lags. So I'm probably going to be using the drill. I don't know. I might just drill it out with the impact driver, because the drill bits that I have are the Makita titaniums that have the 1/4-inch hex shank on them. You know, maybe I'll use the impact driver for all of it, show you guys how well it goes. I'm going to use that to pre-drill the holes so I don't split the wood. But that is all I got for you guys today. We got some shade kind of attached. It doesn't provide a crap ton of shade, but you know, the sun's already above my neighbor's friend's RV that's in his yard, and it does look like it is providing some shade. You can see on the house wall there is some shade here, and as soon as that 4x4, the 5th one, as soon as that concrete is dry, I'll remove the bracings. We'll staple that over to this one, and then my wife said she's got a little bit more of this. It might reach the other 2 poles, we don't know. If it doesn't, we'll just get some more shade cloth. You know, the shade cloth is not cheap. I wanted the Harvest brown shade cloth. I thought it would look better in our yard with all the green and everything. Kind of didn't want black or gray. You know, I wanted to try to, you know, blend with, you know, the property as best as it could. You know, gray, black, you know, yellow, green, they would all stand out. You know, at least the Harvest, it's kind of a brownish red. It'll kind of match the treated 4x4s. It'll, you know, blend in with the trees and everything in the yard. You know, like, you know, the plants are doing pretty well. This is a nice, beautiful, vibrant green. You know, these nice, beautiful, vibrant green. The camera cut out. The memory card had an error. But, so, you know, this is beautiful. You know, all the plants are doing well. This right here, we picked a bunch of berries off of it. My wife's gotten tons and tons of little berries off of this. You know, 1/2-quart containers. She's filled probably 3 or 4 of them, I believe. With these, it just keeps growing, you know, and there's thousands and thousands of these little guys on here, these little green berries. I think it's a boysenberry or blackberry, or my wife knows. These jalapenos are doing well. These are really large jalapenos. The tallest section of these is about 5'4", which is quite tall. The leaves are coming back this beautiful, nice, vibrant color. Only thing we got to do now, again, is lay down a bunch of more diatomaceous earth powder across all the leaves and everything to kill the white flies and the bugs that are attacking all the leaves. These berries, you know, you see that when they turn purple, they're usable, and you can pick them. And I helped my wife pick a bunch of them off yesterday. There was literally no black or purple looking berries when we were done. There's now at least 100 of them already, just within the last 8 hours. So they mature quickly. There's thousands, probably 5,000 or 6,000 of these green ones on here that are going to mature But I hope the information's helpful, guys. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, smush the bell notification icon for future updates. If you guys want to see more about this, I will be posting this on my channel. I'm probably also going to post these videos on my wife's channel because it's directly related to her garden, not mine. Even if I'm talking on it, you know, maybe it will help somebody. My wife did help me, and I did record her helping me with all the poles. You know, she helped me with every single pole. I only recorded the 5th pole because I don't want to record how to install, you know, multiple poles. It's all the same thing. You do the same measurements, make sure they're 4 feet apart, make sure they're 2 feet in the ground the best you can. You know, you brace the pole, you measure how level it is from pole to pole at the top. You make sure that the pole is even. It's, you know, one pole's not further back or further forward than the other poles. You make sure that the front is level, you know, from front to back, left to right. You brace it, pour concrete, and, you know, the wheelbarrow, you know, it's just a standard wheelbarrow. The round point is perfect to fit between the 2 legs. You know, and I believe I might have showed this in the video, you know, this L shape right here. Round wheelbarrows is, you know, a standard size wheelbarrow is perfect to fit right here. Tilt it down, and then just scrape the concrete out after you're done mixing it. And, you know, sometimes it does end up out here, you know, on the outside, which is not a big deal. You know, this is actually, I shoved all of it in. I think I showed it in the video. And when we put the 5th bag in, it raised it up slightly on the right here, slightly about this far from the top of the actual flat section of the dirt that we didn't break up. And I just kind of spread it out as far as I could, make sure that, you know, it creates a bigger surface if needed. And waiting for this to dry. All the rest of the concrete is a white color, like it's supposed to be. But you know, it's not too hard. I hope that video is helpful on my wife's channel as well as mine. One last thing, as always, go check out my Amazon affiliate links, my Acme Tools affiliate links, my DJI Electronics affiliate links, as well as my Ohio Power Tools affiliate links. I will try to link in the description below all the tools that I use, including the XGT Makita kit. I will link probably the LXT 18 volt variant of that kit, you know, impact driver hammer drill. I used a 4-foot level. I used a couple of measuring tapes, you know, a wheelbarrow. The concrete I purchased, you know, I could give you guys a link to the Home Depot link, or whatever, to that if you guys want to go check out that concrete, which is 5,000 psi concrete after 28 days, something like that. And any other tools that I used, you know, the Milwaukee 3/8 crown staple, M12 crown stapler that I used to staple this up. I used, I believe it was number 9 or number 8 T25 Torx screws, wood screws, that were, one was 1 inch. I got 2 of them that are 1 inch that I was just using to mount the tools to the poles, just to hang them while we're working. And then the ones that are holding the bracings at the moment are, I think, 2.5 inch, something like that. I'll link everything down below. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace! Oh, and the pole levels, I'll link those too. Those are Empires.